friends, welcome back to my channel. I have missed you. I am so sorry. I've been MIA. I was working on a video and it took me over a month to record and some time to write the script and do a voiceover and then edit, and then at the end I decided I'm not gonna post it. And I do not encourage waiting until your work is perfect to put it out there, especially when you're trying new things, and if you're an emerging artist. But I think this had less to do with my perfection and it more to do with just like it just sucked. Like I didn't want this video out there. Midway through the editing, I knew I was most likely not gonna post it, but I did edit to completion because I find that when you work through something to completion, there's a lot of room for learning. So I was like, oh, okay, like I'll not do that next time, or oh, I did that by accident and it worked out really well. So just things like that. So through the whole process, I learned how I work best and like little things to keep in mind for the future. So I'll say not all is lost. You just don't get to see my process video. And I guess that's a lesson in itself. Like, not all projects will make the cut. So, what I thought I would do for today was just tell you what I've been up to. And I was actually like feeling really reminiscent of webcam days. Like, remember back in YouTube, like people used to just record on their webcam and post. Um, yeah, so I just really wanted to go with that today. So I completed my first commission of the year, Fearless Lioness. This is what I was working on, recording the process, and recording the process slowed me down so much. But as we move forward, I know it'll be better because I know what to do and what not to do next time. I also exhibited a painting, a portrait painting at the Empowering Faces exhibition at Clark Center for the Arts in Scarborough. It's down now. But as a part of a mural program with Next Generation Arts, all the participants, we did a portrait painting just to apply like mural techniques onto something smaller as we were learning. And I thought it would be so cute to paint my 91-year-old grandfather. It was, in fact, not cute. It was so difficult with all the wrinkles and the freckles. I painted him with a lot less wrinkles and a lot more hair. And, anyways, I can safely say that I will not be painting elderly faces again, but not bad, I guess. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. It does look like him. I've also been meeting up with friends to do art. I've been really trying not to just hang out with friends and eat. First of all, it's really expensive. But another thing is, I really wanted to start creating new memories with my friends instead of just reminiscing about the old times. I did art in the park with my friend. This is just a base. Maybe I'll revisit this painting and maybe I won't. We'll see. But it's really helpful to have a base down before you start adding details. And this does not look like a nice painting, but also know that painting is all about layering and this is just the base. But you could already start seeing like which leaves are on top, which leaves are at the bottom, like behind shadows and all that. Anyways, I've been doing a lot of art in the library. I love the library. I used to spend so much of my after school days at the library, not like reading or anything, but just like wreaking havoc at the library. um, oh my gosh. It's so weird to remember like me and my friend, we were like, oh, I'm getting a call. Okay, my cousin called. Um, I've been also. Hmm. So I went to my friend's house and we had a collage night and we only had florals to cut out and use. We had a lot of fun. I think we both would do it again, but maybe with more variety of things to cut and paste. So to add some interest, I made these fans, and it turned out really cute. The flowers are singing, and yeah, overall, I really enjoy meeting up with friends to do art activities. 10 out of 10 recommend. So I also started working on a personal project with my friend, and this was loosely in my vision for 2024. So I'm happy that's on track. When you have like a full time job and other responsibilities, and you're working on unpaid projects on the side, I think it's really easy to be like, get really excited about working on something, but then never get started on it. So we've set weekly meetings to keep ourselves on track, and I'm excited to present it to you folks once it's complete. I don't have a timeline for it, but I imagine it's not a quick project. So, and then today I woke up and I proposed a project idea to another friend that I met through a painting program, I think like 2 years ago. So this morning I woke up at 5:30, and this is not unusual. It apparently happens as you age. I've come to terms with it. This is my new normal, and I suspect winter will be a bit different, but only time will tell. So anyways, I was up at 5:30, and I don't need to be up till 7 for work. So I did a guided meditation. I think I did two. It was like 45 minutes total, and I came out of that with like a thunderstorm of ideas. Like, poetry usually comes to me at really odd times. Sometimes when I'm driving, or like sometimes when I can't sleep, and I like have to write it down. Then I stare at it for too long, and it becomes ass because like I've looked at it for too long, and I've like oversaturated myself with my own ideas. Then I forget about it for a little while, and then I come back and I'm like, damn, I wrote that. So that's usually how I write my poetry. It comes to me like a bullet train, and then I have to like vomit it out on paper ASAP, or like my notes app in my case, which is usually the case. Sometimes it's as simple as writing down two words that sound nice together, or like a beginning of a sentence, or like an idea. Then coming back to it and then stringing the phrases together and starting to think about like the story or the concept. So besides taking workshops or classes that are more structured, that's usually my writing process when I'm doing it alone. And that happens for like painting ideas, like any type of ideas, like it'll just come to me out of nowhere. So I've started to stress less about carving out specific time to be creative. I think it's just not realistic for me, and with all the other things that I have to do, because I'm not a full-time artist. But anyways, something else that I've been doing is decluttering. I think this is a very common problem among artists, but not exclusively, of course. We like to keep everything because one day, one day we might use it. But no, it was just creating like mountains of clutter. So I donated like 5 bags of clothes. I threw out clothes that can't be donated. And like my room, I love my room. I've made my room, like I've slowly made my room into like something that represents me. And I was finding like I don't even want to be in my room. Like I have too many things just like everywhere, and I don't have space, and I just like wasn't feeling vibey in my room. So I took months. I did one corner at a time. Like for example, I have a walk-in closet, and like going in there would stress me out. So one day I just did the clothes that needed to be hanged, and I organized it by like type, color, size, and then the next time I only did like whatever had to be folded, and then the next time I like tackled all like the garbage, I guess, like the things that I don't want to keep, in my closet, so it was like a very long and slow process. And as I was doing this, I was creating like piles, organized piles. So if I found something in my closet that was art related, I put it in my art pile so I can tackle it when it's time to do declutter my art stuff. And as I was bagging up clothes, I was bringing them down to my car right away because I knew if I made a pile for donation, it would just pile up to the ceiling and that would be like another thing to deal with. So I was just like, okay, just stay on top of it. And that's how I kept the momentum going, by not overwhelming myself, which was something that I did a lot. Like, oh, I'm gonna clean today and I'm gonna do everything today. And like, it doesn't work. It's just not smart. So that has been really working and I feel good. I feel great. No, yeah, I've been reading. I'm not gonna talk about the stories, but I'll just say like I'll recommend them all. So I'm so sorry if this is backwards. I guess I can fix it post. Um, the first book I read, like once I started reading again, was Kafka on the Shore. We had book club for this 2 years ago with two of my friends, my cousin and my friend, and I was the only one who didn't finish it, and I felt really crummy about it. So they finished it, and I read it 2 years later. I reread it, and I read it before bed most nights, and I was like, oh, I just don't want to stop reading. It's so weird. Like, it's very weird, but very interesting. I do recommend. And then my friend gave me, let me her copy of the Song of Achilles. Um, it was so, it is so beautifully written. This one I had like on weekends I would just read all day. Like I did not want to stop. And then right now we're doing book club for The Alchemist, and we're having some issues with time zone differences and all that. I read this book when I was in high school, I believe, but I totally forgot like what was in it. And my friend who lent me this book, her favorite book is this, and I was like, I need to read The Alchemist. I need to read The Alchemist. I knew I had a copy at home, but I couldn't find it anywhere. So I found this on Facebook Market for $10. But like, yeah, I think I need to keep reading because our book club has not uh, met because like time difference and stuff. Um, and I've just been reading part one over and over again. So we'll see what happens. So I have mentioned that I was applying to grad school before. I had my interview in March. I was so stressed. Um, I submitted the application like mid-February, and then I I was like, my skin started, I don't know what it was doing. Like, to for someone else to look at my skin, they'd be like, that's not bad. But like for someone who's never like had anything like that before, I was so alarmed, and I was like, am I allergic to something? I was like, what if I'm allergic to my cat? But it was stress. I was so stressed. I had rashes all over my body. Like, I have never had anything on my skin before. A humble brag, but like, knock on wood. Knock on wood. Like, thank God. I need to. I hope that was wood. um, but yeah, I was so stressed, but I got my acceptance letter, and I think I think this is good. I think art therapy is perfect for me. I think like feeling this confidence about pursuing something after so many years of being confused, and like having different plans, like I'm excited. I'm glad. I learned so much through the process of creating my portfolio, and like there was a lot of reflection I did on my end. Um, and it was very impactful to my growth, I guess. So if you'd like to hear more about that process, do let me know. And I guess thank you for, oh, I don't guess, thank you for sticking around. I do hope to do more paint with me videos because I think people really do enjoy that. But um, one thing that I'm being very mindful about is I don't lose myself in pursuing things that only other people enjoy. This is my channel to try new things and grow as an artist, and I'm so happy to have you along for the ride and to answer any questions, but I'm not going to drive myself into insanity only leaning into the types of videos that do well. Anyways, I do appreciate any interaction with the videos. I do see the same people who comment every time. I see you, I appreciate you, and I love you. And see you next time.